Hey everybody, and welcome to the War Buddies Season 1, Season Finale episode, whatever it is. We're doing the intro with Magnus today because he was feeling left out. Alright, so our scenario for today is a super custom scenario. It is extensively narrative. We're going to disregard a lot of the tabletop rules you would use in a proper battle. This is just kind of what I do when I'm running someone through like a narrative campaign. So it's a very narrative-driven mission. It's going to work in stages. I'll explain it all as it happens. We got some beautiful scenery on the board. So let's get into it. So this is it then, right? Yes. And this is all to get Mr. Handy Parts. He's the only family I have left from before the war, Benji. Right, cool. So I'm guarding the door? You're guarding the door. Our heroes for the day are going to be Nora and Dogmeat. Nora's going to come out with her usual kit: 10mm pistol, gunslinger perk, stun pack on her tire iron, and her cooked mutant hound meat. I've also given each of them a stim pack just because things are going to get a little crazy in here. The other thing we've done is we've added Heroic to Nora. And if you haven't looked at the game, Heroic is essentially what turns an NPC into a PC. It is a very powerful card. It enables them to use a lot more quick actions. They have luck, they have more health. They get to roll for VATs, which means that at the start of each of their turns, they may generate quick actions just for free. We're going to go through those as they come up. But these are two very powerful individuals. We're going to be putting them through a multi-phase, just absolute chaos of a vault, and we'll see how they come out. So here we are set up for the vault crawl scenario. This is the Blacksite Studios Arc set. The modular rooms have all been set up in a neat little order. Up here at the entrance, we have Nora and Dogmeat. They have just arrived, and way here at the back is their target. It is a Mr. Handy, putting around, cleaning, torching things, and otherwise being a floating ball of spare parts for them. He may or may not have a friend back there. Anyways, the vault itself is populated by, you guessed it, feral ghouls up here up front, as well as some assaultrons and protectrons that are roaming the halls. There are some rules for them walking around patrolling, which I'll get to when it becomes relevant. But we've got 3 assaultrons, we've got 2 protectrons tucked away. We've got a containment cell over here, which is currently the home of Nibbles the Deathclaw. I'm sure he won't become relevant later in the scenario. And part of Nora's objective is to get to these blue terminals. There are 3 of them dotted around the vault. From those terminals, she can do one of 3 things. She can either shut down the protectrons, she can open the door to the boss room, or she can open the door to Nibbles' enclosure, each with varying degrees of consequences. There's items kind of scattered around, so we kind of have to find a balance of souping up items for the boss fight versus how many robots do we really want to be fighting at any one time. Kind of a long and drawn out thing. Some of the specific rules we'll get to when they become relevant, but since we have just kicked in the figurative door, we will open up with combat against 3 weak feral ghouls. Yes, I suppose I should mention, the ghouls and the robots in the hallways are all using the Wave 2 battered or weak versions of themselves, because this is not built to be the murder playhouse of the Blood God Khorne. Start of Nora's turn, she is heroic, so we roll to see how many VATS points she gets. She gets none this turn. Nora will draw down on the ghoul center mass coming up the stairs, as he's the only one without cover right now. Hitting on 7s. Good hit with a critical. Now that she's heroic, the hit generates 1 critical, and the exclamation point generates a second one. That charges up the critical side of her 10mm pistol. The ghoul has 1 armor against 3 damage, and saves none of it. For her second shot, Nora is going to expend her critical on the pistol to shoot this ghoul right here over by the railing. Since you don't have to roll to hit on criticals, cover is not much good for him except armor bonus. Expending the critical on the pistol costs her 2 points, but she will now get to roll a bonus black and yellow die. Automatically hit, baseline 2 physical damage. 3 physical damage, and 2 armor break. She's going to use Gunslinger to re-roll this one. There's another damage. 4 damage and 2 armor break is just enough of both to take down the ghoul immediately. The ghoul who is already shot will go next, attempting to charge on agility 4. And does not. He will instead move up yellow. And then will attempt to charge. Agility 4. Spectacularly no. So instead he just kind of lumbers into base contact with Nora. Start Dogmeat's turn. He's in proximity to Nora and therefore is also heroic, so we'll check his VATs. He also gets no extra actions. Dogmeat figures that Nora's got this under control and charges the remaining ghoul. Come on, boy. Adding a black die for the charge and hitting on 6s. That's unfortunate. Feral Ghoul will exercise what little brain power he has and try to club Dogmeat in the head. Hitting on 3s. Nope. And 3s. Still no. That wraps up the opening salvo. Since the noise is kicking off, we will go ahead and roll for the robots to see if anybody moves on their patrol. So I'm not going to put you guys through the whole process on camera. The short version is, if you roll a 3 for the robot, they move towards Nora by 1 room, and if you roll a 4, they move away by 1 room. The dice have been rolled, and the only robot that moved on the patrols was this Protectron, came out of his alcove and is now hanging out looking at Nibbles through the glass. The heavily injured ghoul picks its arm up off the ground and attempts to hit Nora with it. Hitting on 3s. Good hit. 2 damage against 3 armor. She blocks it. With only 2 physical damage and 1 rad, her strong armor bonus takes care of it easily, but she does go down to +1. Ghoul swinging again on 3s. Nope, hard miss. Dogmeat makes a grab for the leg and tries to take this guy to the ground. On 6s. Alright, good hit with an action point, and the bottle cap doesn't do anything, I don't think. No. 2 damage against 1 armor. The ghoul blocks 1. With that successful hit, Dogmeat will get to add a crit point to his dog bite. He's going to hang on to that action point he generated for now, and will make a second bite. On 6s. Good hit with an armor break. That takes the ghoul down to 1 health remaining and gives Dogmeat another critical point. He'll use that quick action he banked earlier to execute a critical attack, which there's nothing that the armor can do for that one, and the ghoul goes away. And finally, Nora decides to finish this guy off with her tire iron of stun packness. Hitting on 5s. Okay, he's down. And if the combat continued, she would have a quick action after that, but there's really no point. So with that room cleared, we'll go and resolve this item. It is an item under a successful search check. Since Nora is nearby, Dogmeat can use his perception of 8 to search. Nope, no item for you today, boy. And at the end of that turn, we're covering the robot's move. These 2 Assaultrons are passing each other in the hallway, moving up and back respectively. And this curious Protectron has wandered from his alcove all the way into the hall. Going into turn 3. Alright, so I realized since we're playing an exclusively narrative game, there's really no reason to keep track of turns, so I'm not gonna. What's gonna happen now is Dogmeat and Nora are gonna pause in the steps. That was a dog pun. They're gonna pause in the steps and they're gonna wait to see if the Protectron wanders by or if he turns around. Might have been a poor decision, because while we had a little bit of movement over here, the Assaultron from this room decided to wander up and join the Protectron in the hallway. So, stuff's about to hit the fan. Nora decides that she's going to make a break for the computer panel over there, so she's going to send Dogmeat out to distract the Assaultron while she runs for the computer. Dogmeat, the goodest boy, he does not need line of sight for a charge, so he will charge around the corner and into the Assaultron. First, we can check if he is heroic for his VATS. He is. He gets 2 actions out of that. Hitting on 6s with a bonus black die for the charge. Nope, just a miss. Dogmeat will burn one of his quick action points to attack again at -2, hitting on 4s. There we go. Hit, bonus crit, bonus action from the star, and an armor break. The Assaultron only has 1+1 physical armor, so they will take 1 of their 8 health down. Dogmeat is fully charged on a crit, but since he already used a quick action to attack, he can't attack again with a quick action. He will prepare, and that will be the end of his turn. The Assaultron will immediately retaliate, and if you've never met an Assaultron in the game, yes, it has swords for hands. It is hitting on 5s. That's a hit, 2 armor break. Rough. Killed it with a dog punch today. Sorry, guys. That is 2 physical damage, which thankfully Dogmeat's strong armor bonus is easily stopping, but it does take him down to a +1 bonus. And just to sidetrack real quick, the Assaultron has what's known as a primed weapon. So their head laser is a primed weapon 3. So there's specific criteria. In this case, if they finish an action and there's an enemy in line of sight, they charge the weapon 1. So we put a counter on this weapon. When the counter reaches 3, they expend all the counters in order to fire the weapon. But before the second attack can go off, Dogmeat is going to retaliate with his prepare action, and he's going to expend his critical points. Bonus black die for the crit. He got the magic mushroom. I should probably find a new name for that. The mushroom cloud on the dog bite inflicts a -2 as he tears its arm and or leg off. Also 2 armor break. So the Assaultron takes another point of damage. Strong armor bonus stops 1. But it will also get a -2 to all checks from here on out. And since it doesn't have a robot repair kit, there's no way to get rid of that penalty. That is dangerous. Assaultron makes its second swing. It is now swinging on 3s. All right. It didn't need that arm anyways. You will add a second charge to the weapon. And if you played Fallout 4, go ahead and imagine that build-up roar in your head. And yeah, it's terrifying. But now we come over to Nora, who has a clear shot at that computer. Rolling for her VATS. She gets 1 quick action. She uses her quick action to move orange distance, since it's 1 less than her normal move, which will put her into the room. A yellow move to get to the panel. And she can now use her last action as a use computer to pull the menu, and let's see what we can do. Her options are to try to open the blast door to the boss room, not something we want to do right now. She could unleash Nibbles the Deathclaw, or she could try to shut down the Protectrons. She will try to unleash Nibbles the Deathclaw because we all want to see that right now. Use computer of 5. That's what I'm talking about right there. The containment room door goes up, and Nibbles is in play. But first, the Protectron gets his turn. He will shoot his hand laser at Nora. Hitting on 3s. Good hit with an armor break. 2 damage against 2+1. And she blocks it. But it will cost her her last strong armor bonus. We turn now to Nibbles, who is going to prioritize escaping this stupid vault. He'll move through the door as a yellow action. And will charge straight into the back of his captors. Fit under the door, you guy. There you go. That's the melee everybody wants to see. Start of this next turn, the robots moved around a bit. One of the Assaultrons backed away into the room. The Protectron wandered up to the corner. And this Assaultron is now close enough to enter the melee and enter the mass combat here in the hallway. Nibbles will get first action as he has the fewest models, technically. He'll be using his Deathclaw swipe with a green die because the Assaultron's in contact with Dogmeat as well, and a black die because he is freakishly strong at strength 11. Hitting on 5s. Well, that could be disastrous, but he failed. Got a quick action though. And it so happens that he also has a primed weapon. If a non-friendly is in line of sight after any action, which it is, we can add a token. And his AI card says if he has a quick action to simply add another token to his crush. Second attack, hitting on 5s. Miss. Scary miss. Very scary miss. But still a miss. That will charge his crush attack for next turn. The robots randomly select who goes next, and they choose this Assaultron, who will charge into Nora, picking up a black die for the charge, and will make an Assaultron swipe. Hitting on 5s. That is a hit, bonus damage. 3 damage against 3 armor. Nora blocks 1 and takes 2. Yeah, it's all fun and games until the strong armor bonus is gone. Finally, on Survivor turn, Dogmeat will jump up and try to continue dismantling this Assaultron. Rolling Vats for Dogmeat. He gets 2 quick actions. Hitting on 6s with a green die for outnumbering. Ah, close. So close. Second attack. Still nothing. And he'll use one of his quick actions to attack on 4s. Oh, see, now you hit. 2 damage is 1+1, and he blocks them both. Protectron will go next. He will turn and quite obediently shoot his laser into this melee, because odds are he's going to hit somebody he doesn't like. Hitting on 5s. You silly robot. 5s again. That's more like, hey, alright, 4 energy damage. But now let's see who we hit. Target is Dogmeat, so on a 1 or 4 it's Dogmeat, on a 2 it is the Assaultron, and on a 3 it is Nibbles. And it's Dogmeat. 4 energy damage against Dogmeat's 2+1. Dogmeat only blocks 1. That's the end of his strong armor bonus. He takes 3 damage. Nora is going to turn to address the angry Assaultron to her left. We will test for Vats. Vats roll. She gets 2 quick actions. That's good. Hitting on a 5. No. Hitting on a 5 again. Wow, still no. All right. Using her quick action attack, so hitting on a 3 now. And there it is, of course. Generates two critical points, which she only needs 1 more to actually get a crit. 1 armor break. Nora will prepare. The Assaultron takes 1 damage. To close out the turn, the Assaultron will attack Dogmeat. On 5s. Good hit, bonus damage. 3 damage against 2 armor. Takes 2. Now Dogmeat's not a big fan of all this damage that he's taking, so he will attempt to use a luck token to minimize the damage. We flip this little token thingy here, and if it comes up Shamrock side, he takes 1 fewer damage. Flipping for Dogmeat. Nope, he takes a damage. That fully powers the head laser, which they will immediately shoot as an action. The Assaultron is at a -2 for shooting in combat, and another -2 since Dogmeat tore his leg off, so we're hitting on 2s. No dice. There is absolute carnage in this hallway so far. Everyone's kind of beating themselves to a stalemate, but it looks like Dogmeat's starting to take the worst of it. So we'll see how they do going to the next rounds. On the robot movement at the end of the round, the Protectron retreated back into this room. He saw the Deathclaw and decided to mind his own dang business. Speaking of which, it is Nibbles' turn, and he's got a Deathclaw Crush all primed up. And per the Deathclaw Crush card, the attack roll is going to be Nibbles' Strength of 11 minus the Assaultron's Agility of 5, meaning he is hitting on a 6. Oh, there you go, buddy. So 3 damage, 4 damage, 3 armor break. The squeal of crushing metal, the Assaultron takes 3 damage and only has 3 health remaining. Nibbles will do his normal Deathclaw swipe on a 5. Here we go, 5 with an armor break, bonus damage, and the bottle cap is a stun. Assaultron is down to 1 health, is stunned, and still has a -2 from Dogmeat. Here's the catch, when it gets down to 0 health, there's a chance that it explodes, which would be bad for everyone in here. Our good boy Dogmeat going to jump in there and try to finish off the Assaultron. Dogmeat rolling for VATS. No VATS. But this seems like a great time for Dogmeat to take his stim pack and regain 4 health. That's better. Dogbite hitting on 6s. That is a hit with an armor break, which will bring the Assaultron down to 0. We're going to roll a blue dice for the self-destruct. If it comes up a star, then the Assaultron will self-destruct. Oh, you know it. Therefore, Dogmeat will use his second action to leave combat and back up to engage this Assaultron on his next turn. And sure enough, the robot team randomly selected this Assaultron. So with a huge bright flash and an epic mushroom cloud, this thing goes nuclear. Just to give you guys a look at the epic damage card for a robot explosion, both Nibbles and the Protectron are within orange range of its base, or it's in the orange area effect, excuse me. So they are looking at 5 damage, an armor break, a stun each, plus the following dice. Oh boy. So 3 armor break and 6 damage each. For the Protectron, 6 damage against armor 1 now. Well, he blocks 1. And Nibbles just has 3 plus 1, so he will take 5 damage as well, and they will both be stunned. And just to add to the hilarity, the Protectron is now below half health, so we have to roll for his self-destruct going off as well. His self-destruct goes off on a mushroom cloud. Nope, we're safe today. Nora didn't get a chance to use the prepare action, but she will swing with her Tire Iron Stun Pack Jolt Taser thingy. First her VATS roll, she gets a quick action. Tire Iron is fully charged on crit, so she will immediately use a quick action to crit with it, adding a yellow dice for the crit, hitting automatically, so 2 base damage. 2 base damage, 2 armor break. Assaultron is down to 6 health. These things are really hard to kill if you're not a, 14-foot lizard. Nora swinging again with the Tire Iron, trying to get that stun in. She's hitting on 5s. Good hit, more armor break. And one more time, on 5s. There's the mushroom cloud, but it missed. Assaultron goes to retaliate with a swipe, which should charge her laser. Assaultron swipe hitting on 5s. Hit with armor break. 2 damage against Nora's 2 armor. She takes 1. That charges up the laser. She is hitting on 4s in close combat. That's a hit with an armor break. 3 energy damage against 3 energy armor. Come on, Nora. Oh, Nora takes 2 more. Nora goes down to 2. Or she goes down to 3. The Protectron will spend 1 action to shake his stunned. And in what may be the worst decision of his little AI life, he is going to turn and fire his tiny little hand laser at Nibbles. Hitting on 3s. Thankfully for him, he misses. At the end of the turn, neither robot moved out of that room. Assaultron is down to 5 health. Our hero is a little banged up, but overall pretty good. And the smoke is still clearing from this part of the room. So we go into the next round. Nibbles will spend 1 action to shake off the stunned. And seeing as there is still someone between him and the exit, will charge about 4 inches forwards and probably dismantle this Protectron on his next turn. The Assaultron will go next. Its laser is powered down, so it's going to have to work its way back up with swipes. Hitting on 5s. No dice. Hitting on 5s. Yes, that's a hit. 2 damage against 3 armor for Nora. She blocks it all. Dogmeat decides he's going to get in on this action, but we're going to check his VATS first. Dogmeat VATS roll. He does get a quick action, which he would... words. He does get a quick action, which he will immediately use to charge. Dogmeat into the Assaultron with a green die for outnumbering and black die for the charge on 6s. Good, sound hit, all right. Armor break, and not a lot else. Assaultron takes 1 damage, which brings him down to half health. I stand corrected. Dogmeat did pick up a quick action on that roll because of the star on the blue dice. He will immediately use that to attack on 4s. Got it with an extra crit, extra damage. 3 damage against 1+1. The Assaultron takes 1 more. As his last action, Dogmeat will apply his crit towards the Assaultron. 2 damage base, 3 damage armor break, and there's the cripple. The Assaultron is now at 7 damage, so 1 health remaining, making this part of the hallway a very tricky spot to be right now. But we still have an ill-fated Protectron to do before we close this turn out. He will fire his hand laser twice. Hitting on 1s. Nothing. And even more nothing. On the robot movement, the Protectron wandered back into the alcove. The Assaultron didn't move. Moving into next round, Nibbles will continue to claw his way to freedom. Hitting on 5s. That is a resoundingly good hit, and I think we all know where this is going. 4 damage against 3 armor. And Protectron takes 2, and that's all he's got. Nibbles hurls the metallic carcass away, and since he now has a free shot at the stairs, he is going to leave the vault. Presumably scaring the crap out of Benji on his way out. Over on Team Survivor, this is really the only thing left. Nora's going to carefully weigh her options real quick. Taking her VATS roll, she does not get any quick actions. She will, however, take her cooked mutant hound meat and remove 3 damage. Taking her up to 6. Swinging with her tire iron on 5s. That's close, but not quite. Swinging on 5s again. That is still an 8. Assaultron retaliates against Nora. Assaultron swipe and hits with a bonus damage and a double armor break. 3 damage against 2 armor. And Nora takes 2. Second swipe, I forgot hitting on 3s because Dogmeat tore her arm off. Nope, still nothing. Dogmeat goes in for the kill, and we're just going to hope this one doesn't explode. Dogmeat on 6s. Oh, there it is. Fully charged crit, armor break. Let's see if we got a self-destruct. Cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. On a star, we will have a self-destruct. Oh, we do not. The Assaultron simply slumps to the floor, sputters out, and that will conclude the combat for now. Since we've cleared this side, I'm going to give our heroes a chance to loot these 4 items, and then if we choose to, we can go after the items on the other side with another Protectron and another Assaultron. Alright, in the room we've got an item, another item, a danger card, and another item. And our danger card is going to be Abhorrent Smell. I mean, it's Nibbles' cage, so I don't know what you expected. We're going to test endurance. Dogmeat's endurance is 5. He's fine. Our 3 items that we won are a Molotov cocktail, a blood pack, and some overdrive. Nora will immediately take the blood pack to get back 3 or 4 missing health. And we'll hang on to the other 2. And with a new computer terminal available, Nora will try to open the main doors. She won't go after the goodies on the other side of the complex right now unless she has to. Use computer of 5. She gets it. The door to the boss fight is now open. Alright, we're moving into the final phase of the vault crawl. We've got Mr. Handy up ahead, floating about and cleaning floor vents. And we've got a battered sentry bot sitting back in the corner. It is equipped with a missile launcher, but thankfully its minigun is empty and it's only good as a melee weapon. We're going to give Nora and Dogmeat advantage since they are the attackers going into turn 1. Forgot to roll his VATS. Oh, he does get 2 quick actions. Dogmeat is ready to get out of this stupid vault already, so he will use one of his quick actions to charge green distance into Mr. Handy. Hitting on 6s. It's a hard miss, but a quick action. Second quick action he will use to execute a critical attack since he's got one stored up from the previous fight. Extra black die for charging, black die for the crit, automatically hitting. Here we go. Very nice. We've got generating in another, well, he can't generate another quick action. But we're going to add 2, so 4 damage total coming at Mr. Handy. 4 damage against 3 armor. Blocks 2 and takes 2. Mr. Handy has 4 health left. And Dogmeat will now commence with his normal attack. On 6s, 6 with more bonus damage. Good boy. 4 damage against Mr. Handy's armor 3. Takes another one. And finally Dogmeat again on 6s. 6s it is. 2 damage against armor 3. Takes another one. Mr. Handy down to half health. Dogmeat with a prepare action for his last quick action. Moving into Robot's turn. Mr. Handy will retaliate with his handy little buzzsaw. Hitting on 5s. That's a miss on a 6. 5s, and a miss on an 8. Nora hears the chaos and she will test for VATS before entering the room. Nora's VATS, no extra points. Nora will start putting damage on the sentry bot pretty quickly, so she will move in just inside the room. And we'll toss her Molotov cocktail into that back alcove. She's hitting on 7s with her agility. Good hit, armor break, extra action. The Molotov cocktail doesn't deal any damage to the sentry, who has a strong armor bonus, but it will set him on fire, and Nora will use her quick action to move orange and take cover behind the melee. The sentry bot will take 1 damage for being on fire at the start of his turn, and we will flip a luck token to see if the fire continues. He gets lucky and the fire goes out. He will fire his missile launcher at Nora as she is not engaged. She is, however, in cover, so he will be hitting at a -2. Sentry bot hitting on 4s with the missile launcher. Good hit, bonus damage. This is going to hurt. Nora takes 4 physical damage as a targeted attack against 3 armor. She takes 4 damage, bringing her down to 3 health. Unfortunately, Dogmeat was close enough to get caught in the blast. He will be facing 3 damage against 2 armor. He also takes full damage, bringing Dogmeat down to 3. Sentry bot's missile launcher is a slow firing weapon. He can't double tap with it, so instead he will lumber out and around the melee, waiting for a better shot. The robots will have advantage this round, and it will go to the sentry bot, who reloads a missile and will try another shot at Nora. Oh boy, that is an X hard miss, maximum scatter. So from its targeted point on Nora, it will scatter red distance in what direction? Just kind of that way into a wall. With his missile launcher empty again, and he really doesn't want to be in close combat because of that launcher. Play will pass to the survivors. Jumping over to Nora, checking her VATS. She's going to make a bold play to finish off Mr. Handy. Checking for VATS. No VATS. She will, however, use her stim pack to regain 4 health. She will charge Mr. Handy. We'll pick up a black die for the charge. Swinging with her tire iron. 8, 7, not quite. Mr. Handy will attempt to use his buzzsaw to fend off Nora's little zap taser thing. Hitting on 5s. Hilarious miss. But that will trigger Dogmeat's prepared action, hitting on 4s. Nothing doing. Mr. Handy's second attack on Nora on 5s. Still nothing. Dogmeat going to try to finish this guy off and maybe get in there with the sentry bot. Rolling for Dogmeat's VATS. He does get a quick action. Interesting. Dogmeat is actually going to make the hero play. So his quick action, he will simply move yellow away from Mr. Handy and into contact with a sentry bot. Stare him down, boy. Dog bite hitting on 6s. That's a good hit with another quick action. And an armor break. This 1+1 turned to 0+1. The sentry simply takes another damage. He has 8 health remaining. Dog beat second attack, 6s. Good, extra damage. 3 damage against 1+1. Very good. Sentry bot takes 2 more, and Dogmeat will finish using that last quick action to make a quick attack. Hitting on 4s. Ah, that's what we've been waiting for right there. There's the mushroom cloud. 2 damage against 1+1 armor. He takes 1 and more importantly is crippled. Sentry bot down to half health now. Advantage passes to the survivors for the next turn, and Nora will let Dogmeat continue to do Dogmeat things. Dogmeat Vats roll. 1 bottle cap, 1 quick action. Dogmeat will immediately spend that quick action to fire off his crit that he's stored up. Automatically hitting base damage 2 with 2 armor break. Sentry bot took 1 damage from that as Dogmeat goes into his regular attacks on 6s. Hit, bonus damage, armor break. This is promising. It's another 2 damage on the sentry bot, bringing him down to 4 health remaining. It's probably a good time to notice that these guys also have a chance to explode. But Dogmeat don't know and Dogmeat don't care. 6s for his last attack. Ah, that's what's up. At the end of all that carnage, the sentry bot has taken 9 points of damage. He has 1 health remaining, and Dogmeat has prepared action and a crit stored up. I think we all know how this is going down. The sentry bot swings with his empty minigun, which I promise you is actually a weapon, hitting on 2s. He does hit for an extra damage. 3 damage against Dogmeat's armor of 2. Dogmeat only has 3 left, so let's see how this goes. Armor 2. Oh, 3 damage on the Dogmeat. That takes him down, but wait. We have a luck token. Oh, we have a luck token. All right, so we're down to a 1 in 2 chance. If we get a Shamrock, then Dogmeat gets to live. And there it is, 1 point remaining. That will, of course, trigger the prepare action, which, of course, will be a crit. Doesn't really matter rolling dice, but I like rolling dice. Base damage 2. 4 damage. There's no saving that one. The sentry bot explodes on a star. No, we're safe. With a growl and a yip, he tears out the fusion cores and the whole sentry bot just powers down. Dogmeat's gonna go lay down and take a nap now. Nora is gonna pop some overdrive to keep this interesting, and she will charge up the tire iron and try to finish this fight. Rolling for Nora's Vats. No Vats. Nora rolling for the tire iron with her black die for overdrive. 6s. 6s it is with an armor break. 2 damage against 2 armor. And he takes 1. Thanks to the boost from overdrive, Nora's crit charged off that hit, so she will swing again with her crit. Base damage 2. Damage 2, 3, 4, armor break. That's gonna hurt. 4 damage against 2 armor, anything but a 2, and he goes down. And Mr. Handy's down. And with that, Nora and Dogmeat have beaten the vault crawl, and they have the spare parts to fix up Codsworth. This concludes this mission, and this concludes Season 1 of War Budgies Fallout Wasteland Warfare. So thanks for watching the season finale of the War Budgies Fallout Wasteland Warfare, whatever. There will be a video linked here down in the description that will take you to the Season 2 chat, where we're just going to talk about what we want to see in Season 2, what we did right, what we did wrong, all that kind of stuff. But I want to hear from you guys before I start filming. So thanks for watching.